Testing, 1, 2, testing.
From St. John's University, the wind is gusting on this cloudy Tuesday afternoon, but we have high implications on the line. It's the New York State Championship here from Queens, Chaminade, and Canisius, ready to battle it out for some hardware here on Veterans Day. Thanks so much for joining us here from St. John's University. I'm Thomas Gamba. He's Roman Brunetti. And Roman, here on this Veterans Day, what an honor for these teams to play in such a storied contest.
Yeah, it sure is, and we spoke to both coaches before the game. We'll start with what head coach Brian Anselmo of the Chaminade Flyers said. Chaminade actually plays at Gold Star Stadium, named in honor of 56 Gold Star alumni who gave their lives in defense of the United States of America. So he said that the best way to say thank you to these veterans and to these fallen alumni is to go out and play a tough game, a physical game, and go and play your best.
Well, we mentioned earlier how the winds are really gusting today. We have wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. The real field today, 31 degrees. How is the weather going to play into our match today?
Yeah, both teams emphasized keeping the ball on the ground and staying cognizant of any ball that can get behind them, as the wind could take it. Balls in the air, shots in the air. You could definitely see a lot more action, a lot more English on some of these shots that could allow the ball to spin, to curl at a tougher angle, so to speak, that could prove challenging for the defenders and definitely for the two goalkeepers.
So let's reflect on how both of these teams got here. They both played in a semifinal match on Sunday. Canisius defeated Malloy 1-0. Chaminade took down Monsignor Farrell 2-0, and both matches really kind of polar opposites, but there is one similarity. Both Chaminade and Canisius did a great job on the defensive end, especially in their back four. But Chaminade really controlled the time of possession a lot more than the Crusaders did.
The time of possession is going to be huge today, and the two defensive back lines are essentially units to watch today. Both of these teams can score goals like crazy, up towards 60, 70 goals on the season. Can the defenses stand tall, stay their ground, and can they hold off these potent offenses? The defenses, they're going to have their hands full today, and the goaltenders too. Thado Pasakiolis for Chaminade and Octavian Santa Cruz for Canisius. Can they weather the storm, weather the wind, and keep the other team off the scoreboard?
Well, they're definitely going to have to do a lot more than both of them did on Sunday. Santa Cruz only faced 2 shots. He made 2 saves. Pasakiolis only faced 1. That goes to show how great those defensive back lines were for both teams. So both teams huddling up, getting ready for one last speech before we get started here from the New York State Championship at St. John's University here on T&D Sports Video Production. Thanks for joining us, and after our announcements, we will get ready to go and start to crown a champion. Chaminade and Canisius up next here from St. John's University.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Belson Stadium here on the campus of St. John's University for this afternoon's Catholic High School Athletic Association State Championship, featuring, representing the Diocese of Rockville Center, Chaminade High School, and representing the Diocese of Buffalo, Canisius High School. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise, and as we do before all events at our Catholic high schools, we will begin today's championship game with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Good and gracious God, we ask your blessings upon all those involved in today's game. Bless all of the players. May they compete to the best of their ability in good health and with good sportsmanship. Bless all of the coaches, the officials, the parents, the students, and all those who came today to respectfully support them. Please continue to bestow your blessings on the good works of all of our Catholic high schools. May everyone enjoy the game today in the spirit in which it was intended. We ask this as we ask everything through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. We ask everyone to please remain standing as on this very special Veterans Day, we honor America and all those who have served and continue to serve to protect our freedoms with the playing of our national anthem.
Happy Veterans Day, everyone, and here we go. Our announcements have concluded. Chaminade and Canisius ready to get after it here from St. John's University. Time for the New York State Championship. Thomas Gamba and Roman Brunetti with you here in the broadcast booth, thankfully, because it is very cold here in Queens. Roman, give me some keys to the game. We're looking for both teams. Canisius seeking their first ever state championship. Chaminade looking for double digits with number 10.
Yeah, we'll start with Chaminade, and for them, it's going to be finishing at the net. We spoke to head coach Anselmo before the game, and that was one of the things he mentioned. Chaminade, they had a ton of shots last time out, 32 to be exact, and 13 of those on goal. So that's a lot of shots going at the net, and they only were able to put 2 past the Farrell goalkeeper. So they need to finish. They need to do that well. And for Canisius, I think for them, it's going to be dominating the time of possession battle. When they played Malloy back on Sunday, it was a very 50-50 time of possession battle. They were actually outshot by Malloy when all things were said and done. So for Canisius in a state championship game, they haven't really been here before. So I think for them, they've got to get the jitters settled early and try and win that TOP battle.
We'll see. Both teams fell short of the championship last year after being in the New York State playoffs. As we're ready to go, Canisius will go right to left in their navy blue jerseys with yellow lettering and numbering. They'll start with the ball first. Chaminade wearing their whites. They'll go left to right with the red lettering and numbering. A lot of players have gloves on today. We mentioned the high winds, currently at 21 miles per hour with a high gust of 40 miles per hour. Real feel at 31 degrees, and our temperature currently at 39. We are ready to go. Octavian Santa Cruz, the goalie for the Crusaders. Athanasios Pasakiolis in net for Chaminade. Both teams are set. Gabrielle Peely kicks us off, and we're underway. Hayden Cunningham will control it for the Crusaders. He'll drill it down the middle of the field to start us off. Robert Malave knocks it to the near side for Massimo Bruno, playing in his first year with Chaminade here on the varsity team. Malave knocks it out of play right near midfield, and Amadeo will have a throw-in for the Crusaders. Peely fighting for it near side, along with Habib. Now it's Amadeo. Amadeo swings it to the back line for Victory Shalamba. His brother Bonaventure also on that back line for the Crusaders. Knocking it in the air to the far side. Smith chasing for it for the Crusaders right near his own bench. Defended by Bruno. Kicked away by Fargnoli. Played to the box. Pasquiolis comes out of his net and scoops it up for Chaminade. 50 seconds into this one.
Physicality is going to be a huge part of this game today. Who can out-physical the other? Chaminade definitely won the physicality battle against Farrell. It's going to be challenging for Canisius if they want to beat Chaminade at their own game.
Bouncing ball to the far corner. It is Falanga playing against Victory Shalamba, who shields him off, kicks it to the Chaminade bench. Bouncing around for Smith and stolen from behind by Dorsey as he knocks it to the back line for Nick McConaughey. McConaughey's brother Andrew started on the back four for Chaminade last year, currently at Notre Dame after he graduated as a senior last year. Through ball down to the corner. Cunningham chasing for it for the Crusaders near side, and he kicks it out of play on the touchline. Looks like it'll be a throw-in for Chaminade. 38 minutes and 15 seconds to play in half number one of our New York State final. Chaminade and Canisius here on Veterans Day. And Matt Kacharnik, the junior, will throw it in on the near side. Thomas Gamba and Rome Brunetti with you, joined alongside our statistician Max Rotniak and our photographer James Butt. Done an excellent job helping us out over the weekend as the officials sorting some things out here. Charnick looking around for something. And it looks like Chaminade's going to bring in a substitution here early. Kacharnik goes out. Anthony Gianola, number 23, coming in. Looks like Kacharnik might have had a bloody nose there. Something to that effect as the officials pulled him out of the game, and he's being tended to by head trainer Michael Moran, who's currently working near that nose area.
That'll definitely do with the cold temperatures. Sometimes that drastic change in temperature can easily trigger a nosebleed, so hopefully Kacharnik can get back on the field soon for the Flyers. And Thomas, I think it's going to be huge for both teams to try to get off to a fast start today, to try and eliminate some of those championship game jitters and get yourself grounded.
We'll see. Again, the time of possession war going to be huge in this game. Both teams have fought for the ball so far over the first 2 minutes and 28 seconds. And the officials finally start play back. Gianola tosses it in, kicked away by Peely. Right back to Gianola, who centers this one to the 6, right near the top of the net and out of play. So a goal kick for Octavian Santa Cruz and the Crusaders. Santa Cruz, a senior from Buffalo, posted a shutout, same as Pasquiolis in the semifinal. Only faced 2 shots and made those 2 saves.
I don't think those goalies are phased at all by the light challenge that they faced back on Sunday. Both Santa Cruz and Pasquiolis are such talented goalkeepers. I think they're ready and locked in for this one.
Santa Cruz in the air for Bonaventure Shalamba, headed down by the Flyers. Played back to the left side by Cunningham. Right to midfield, tapped up by Peely. Knocked up in the air by Massimo Bruno and headed down by Dorsey. Chaminade moving left to right in their white jerseys, right near their bench far side, and Fargnoli lost it out of play. Throw in for the Flyers. 36 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first half. No real chances so far. Chaminade registered 1 shot attempt so far. No shots on goal for either team. Far side of Abrego lost the ball. To the back end, it is Hayden Cunningham, who played a spectacular match on Sunday. Did a great job controlling that back line and leading that back four for the Crusaders.
Yeah, and it was a back four that was challenged late in the game. Malloy had opportunity after opportunity within the final 15 minutes and couldn't convert, and that's a testament to how well the Crusader defense played in that match.
Well, we spoke to head coach Orville Roberts, who's in his 4th season with the Crusaders before the game on Sunday. He said that his back four is like a college back four, as Cunningham once again stops transition here, gets a steal, rifles this one up the near side. Ferrante there for Chaminade, plays it to himself against Peely, and he lost it off his left foot. It's a throw-in for Chaminade, though. It was kicked off the leg of Amadeo. He didn't like the call, and the Flyers get the benefit of the doubt with a throw from midfield. Gianola gets it into Falanga, trying to gain position against the tall Cunningham. Falanga in a blender, finds Malave, but it went off his foot awkwardly and out of play on the near side. Another throw for Canisius. Just over 35 minutes to play in half number 1. Peely lost it. This one bounces on the near side, played by Bruno with his right foot. Bruno's got speed. Drops it up the touchline for Falanga. Falanga back in for Bruno, kicked out by Bonaventure Shalamba, and it goes out of play for a throw-in.
So far, it's shaping up to be another physical battle between these two teams, similar to that when Chaminade played Monsignor Farrell on Sunday. It's going to be a war of attrition. Whoever is able to, weather the storm of the other team is going to come out victorious in this one.
And a substitution for Chaminade. Gianola comes out. And it looks like Kacharnik's back in with a different jersey, number 36. He tossed it in, and it was batted out by Canisius for a throw-in on the near side. So he's currently wearing number 36 right now, is Kacharnik. Usually number 24. But again, with that bloody nose, probably got a nice stain on his jersey, so they switch up the numbers, and he tosses it into the 18. Falanga pressured hardly, finds Abrego, fires. That's blocked by Bonaventure Shalamba. Play to the corner. Amadeo heads it to himself. Chests it on the near side. Tries to keep it in and drops it up the middle for Peely. Peely defended toughly in a steal by Abrego. He centers into the 18. Knocked away by Cunningham. Kacharnik off the rebound. Sends it out of play. And a goal kick for Canisius. So once again, that back line letting Chaminade get into the attacking third. But once they get into the box, they just put clamps on the Flyers.
Yeah, they sure do, Thomas. Again, very similar to what happened in the game on Sunday against Malloy. Malloy outshot Canisius. They had a few more opportunities offensively, but those opportunities weren't very good because of the Canisius defensive back line that is just so tough.
Both teams fighting for a far side. Dorsey comes out of the pack with the ball, centers it to the left corner. Falanga tried to get in front, and it was tipped away by Cunningham. Far side now, it's Noah Cosgrove. Cosgrove lobs this one near the Chaminade bench and into the netting for another throw with 33 minutes to play in half number 1. So the Flyers have done a good job managing that time of possession game, as you said. 3 shot attempts compared to none for Canisius, but no shots on goal, showing how good that back four is for the Crusaders. Dorsey has it 30 yards out, pressure tough by Zhao. Zhao with the steal, lobs it to midfield on the far side. Nick McConaughey's got it with his right foot. Tic-tac-toe. Dorsey could not find Capobianco, and a throw-in on the far side for Canisius. Halim Habib will take it, number 8. Another guy who controls that midfield at 6'1", 160. Had the throw. They get it to the back line. Cunningham, this one bouncing to the 18. Santa Cruz with no pressure in front. Just plays it with his left foot. Looking for options here. Boots this one on a line drive to the Big East side. Knocked away by Malave. Stolen back by Manley, and now Malave's got it again. Right corner, and he lost it out of bounds, but off of the foot of Manley. So a throw-in on the near side for Kacharnik and the Flyers. Under 32 minutes to play in the first half. Still no score here from St. John's University. New York State Championship between Chaminade and Canisius. Kacharnik to the 18. Headed down by Amadeo. The rebound to Malave. Bounces in front for Noli. The shot off the post. Rebound. And it's kept out by Santa Cruz. Another chance goes wide. Octavian Santa Cruz with the save of his life. And it's still 0-0.
I don't know how that didn't go in. Habib was in there as well. Fargnoli had another chance. I can't believe that didn't go in.
We're still scoreless. What a save by Santa Cruz. Now it's a corner for the Flyers far side. Bruno to the near post, out of play for a goal kick. What a defensive stop by the Crusaders. And we're still scoreless with 31 minutes to play in the first half.
Santa Cruz obviously making the huge save, but let's not forget about the rest of that back line that just crashed that 6-yard box and made it virtually impossible for Fargnoli, Falanga, and whoever else was in there to really get any kind of velocity or angle on that shot.
Throwing for the Crusaders right near midfield on the near side. And it's kicked by Bruno off of Amadeo for a Chaminade throw-in. Seen a lot of those plays on Sunday. Flyers have so much soccer IQ. Falanga double teamed on the near side, splits it. Now working on Cunningham. Good slide tackle by Cunningham. And it's out of play for another Chaminade throw in the corner. 30 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. If you're just joining us, Tavian Santa Cruz made a diving save of the shot by Jack Dorsey. Flyers somehow couldn't convert in the 6. This one to the 18. Headed out by the Crusaders, played by Abrego. Edge of the box. Sending it in is Kacharnik right to Dorsey. Dorsey fires high. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Crusaders. Abrego was calling for this one to be a deflection in a corner, but it'll be a goal kick.
Loving the offensive start from Chaminade. Again, they're just pummeling the net with shots. They already have 7 shot attempts. Canisius yet to register 1.
Steal by the Flyers, shot by Abrego, another one high as Falanga fell down. And a goal kick once again for Canisius.
Right away, Chaminade has yet to figure out their finishing issues. We spoke to Coach Anselmo before the game, and he mentioned finishing their goals at the net is something they had to do better, and they haven't been able to fix that mistake just yet. 8 shot attempts now, only 1 on goal, and Santa Cruz was able to handle it.
In the second half of the Monsignor Faro game, they had 3 shots that went off the crossbar. Selmo said they need to finish better. Could have been a much higher score. Here's Fargnoli in transition. Gets around Shalamba, but Victory Shalamba there to knock it away. Capabianco to the backline far side. McConaughey working on Peely. Tapped it around. Cosgrove kicks it out of play into the netting once again for another throw-in. So far through 11 minutes and 30 seconds, it's been all Chaminade on the offensive side. But again, that back line of Canisius, so spectacular.
They really are, Thomas, but what I'm more intrigued about is, can Canisius do something offensively? We saw Monsignor Faro last week, on Sunday. They just had virtually 0 offense. Can Canisius solve the riddle that is the Chaminade defense today on this cold Veterans Day?
Well, on Sunday as well, the Crusaders didn't do much against Malloy. They only had 8 shot attempts, so interesting to see if they'll get anything. Here's Henry Smith. He scored the only goal back on Sunday for the Crusaders. This pass to the left side. Kacharnik chasing for Chaminade. Tries to kick it away from Cosgrove. Cosgrove tight ropes that sideline. Lost it. Malave trying to box out Amadeo. Falls to the ground. Kacharnik just kicks it out of play. And somehow Canisius will have possession after it looked like Chaminade would take it multiple times.
And Thomas, will the referees let these players play today through the first 2 semifinals? We saw that they did. Are they going to do the same today?
McConaughey with the block. It goes right to Peely. Peely with a slide shot. He whiffed on it. Ferrante grabs the rebound, bats it out of play. And a throw in for Canisius.
He's there, sprinting down that left wing is Peely. Just loses his footing, so to speak, and completely whiffs on the shot.
13 minutes into the first half. Still no score. Chaminade has had their fair share of chances. 8 shot attempts, 1 shot on goal. The Crusaders only 1 shot attempt all day so far. Kacharnik lobs it in. Headed down by Bonaventure Shalamba, and a push on the Crusaders. A free kick for Chaminade. And I guess on that last play, Ferrante must have angled it off of Peely to give the Flyers that previous throw-in. So Ferrante will take this free kick here from about 40 yards out of his own net. Moving left to right in his white jersey. He's got black gloves on. this windy day here. Hits this one to the 18, batted up in the air. Falanga chasing for it, and Santa Cruz goes up high to snag it away. Almost 14 minutes into the first half, Santa Cruz in his 18. Didn't like to blast the ball up in the air too much. Usually just dropped it up to his defenseman. This time he hit this one high in the air to midfield, and it's headed out by Canisius for a Chaminade throw. Matt Kacharnik will take it once again. Got a bloody nose earlier. That's why he's wearing number 36 instead of his usual number 24. Abreu comes out of the pack, drops to the middle for Dorsey. Dorsey reversed it left side. Capabianco from that back line sends it into the 16. It's Falanga dancing through. He lost it. Bonaventure Shalamba bats it off his back and out of play for a goal kick.
Chaminade continuing to keep up the offensive pressure, however. Canisius has been able to stand tall so far through about 15 minutes. But Chaminade, if they keep that pressure on, how long until that Canisius defense finally breaks? Will they bend? Will they stand tall? If Chaminade keeps the pressure on, if they keep finding ways to put shots on net, there's got to be a way for them to find a way to put one in the back of the net, and they continue with the pressure right here.
The wind brings the ball to Falanga, kicking this one to the 18. Victory, Shalamba cuts him off, and a throw for Chaminade far side. Massimo Bruno will give it to Connor Capabianco, number 3, the senior lefty, playing on that back four of Chaminade, which consists of 4 new starters dating back to last year's team that went to the New York State Final and lost to Fordham Prep. Bonaventure Shalamba kicks it out near the flag, and they're going to call a corner for Chaminade on the far side. The second one today.
And the set-piece game is going to be huge today. They're going to play it short this time.
Abrego sends it into the 6. It's wide of Falanga and out of play for a goal kick. So once again, that wind looking to be a factor. It just picked up far to the right side. Falanga couldn't catch up to it.
Yeah, the wind just takes that ball and pushes it way wide past the near post. Falanga can't get there in time, and it gives possession back to Canisius. Can they break out offensively? They've really struggled so far. They've got to make the adjustment.
Cunningham drills this one high in the air for Amadeo. Ferrante comes in with a header right to the Big East sign. Zhao back to the center circle. This one drifting down with the wind to the head of Dorsey. Abrego up for Falanga right near the 18. Falanga with a shot. That whistles high. And another goal kick for Canisius, the 9th shot attempt of the day for Chaminade already.
And the wind is at Chaminade's back. So I wouldn't be surprised if they take some shots from far out like they did just then. It could also halt Canisius' progress, so to speak. Watch, the wind might pull this one right back from where it came from.
And into the stands, right to a Chaminade fan who makes the catch. Flyers with a throw near side. Kacharnik to the 18. Fargnoli's got space. Fargnoli lost it out of bounds off the foot of Manley, but another corner for Chaminade, this time on the near side. Under 23 minutes to play. Third corner of the day for Chaminade, seeking their 10th state championship in program history after being denied last year, losing to Fordham Prep in the final. Massimo Fargnoli, the righty, will take it on the near side, number 11, playing in his first year with the Chaminade soccer program. Diego Abrego walking to the corner. They'll go short with it. Abrego back to Fargnoli, defended by Bonaventure Shalamba. Sends this one into the 6, and a save by Santa Cruz. Good traffic in front by Dorsey. He pulled away. Santa Cruz still made the save.
Yeah, what concentration by the Canisius goaltender. As you said, Thomas, a lot of traffic in front. You know, is it going to be deflected? Is it going to stay straight through? And Santa Cruz was able to stick with it and make the save.
Kacharnik with the steal near the Big East sign on the right side. This one again drifting away with the wind into the stands for a Chaminade throw. Wind moving heavily left to right here, and you could see how it's affecting Canisius. Last 2 plays, Chaminade throws have happened basically because of the wind as the ball kicks out of play. And a goal kick for Canisius.
And Thomas, I think that's one of the reasons why it's so essential for Chaminade to get out to a fast start and maybe get that first goal. Because in the second half, they're going to be going against the wind.
That's right. Huge advantage for Canisius there if they could halt Chaminade to a scoreless first half, you get the second half with the win in your favor. Abrego on the near side plays it to Robert Malave, one of the 3 captains of the Flyers with that armband Chaminade logo on it. Fargnoli sends it into the middle. Capabianco, the trailer, lost it to Malave. Malave sends this one to the 6, bouncing around to Abrego. Abrego on his left foot, spins away from Shalamba. Abrego stops, fires, and a diving save by Santa Cruz. His 3rd of the day, and it stays scoreless.
I was amazed Abrego was able to get that shot off. Look how many moves he pulls on the Canisius defender. Then it was blocked, or excuse me, redirected by Cunningham. And again, great concentration by Santa Cruz to read and adapt to the change of direction.
Flyers once again moving left to right towards the attacking 3rd. Malave, near side for Massimo Fargnoli. Got the pink cleats on, white gloves. Gets it back to Malave, right wing against Victory Chalamba. 2-man game with Fargnoli, gets to the corner against Manley. Manley with good defense. Fargnoli gets around him. Double team comes, tries to send it in, but it's blocked and kicked out of play for a Chaminade throw on the right corner. Flyers in their white jerseys, halfway done in the first half here from St. John's University. 20 more minutes to play in half number 1. Still no score. Flyers have had 3 shots on goal, 11 shot attempts, only 1 shot attempt for Canisius so far. Edge of the box, it's Abrego, losing it to Amadeo. Flips this one to the Big East side for Frangione. Anthony Frangione on the near side. Walks around Kacharnik, but lost it out of bounds. And another, looks like Canisius throw here. One off the foot of Kacharnik. And the Crusaders will take possession.
I believe it's actually going to be a free kick. They called a foul. But can Canisius finally generate some offense? It's been 20 minutes of them essentially exclusively playing in their defensive 3rd. They've got to figure out a way to at least put some offensive pressure on the Flyers.
We'll see. As I mentioned, only 1 shot attempt so far today. Cunningham sends the free kick into the air to the middle 3rd, and this one again drifts out of play. Wind moving left to right here. That's the 3rd time we've seen a Canisius kick drift out of play because of the wind.
And Thomas, the wind, it's not just moving from left to right, it's moving from the far side toward the near side. So really anything along this near touch line that guys like Cunningham try to clear, it's not only coming right back where it came from, but it's also drifting towards the stands.
31 degrees of real field today on the weather report. Flyers have it near side. Fargnoli lost it out of play. Good check by Austin Zhao, number 10. Chaminade with another throw-in. 18:25 to play in half number 1. It'll be Matt Kacharnik to take it. And a whistle on the play. Officials going to make Kacharnik rethrow this. Whistle blown. Kacharnik steps into it to the 18, looking for Falanga. Falanga knocks it around near Cunningham. Falanga gets it back, shoots it near the net, and a whistle, and that's a penalty. It's a penalty kick. Chaminade will have a penalty kick with under 18 minutes to play in the first half.
We'll get another look at this. Falanga tries to dribble around 2 or 3 guys, and I think that's the right call. He might have gotten tangled up with, I think, Victory Shalamba, but there was some contact, and regardless, he'll get a PK, and he'll have an opportunity to put Chaminade in front.
Falanga with 4 goals here in the postseason, 1 against St. Anthony's, 3 against St. John the Baptist, 19 on the season, and in his senior year, he has a chance to put the Flyers up 1-0 here in the New York State Championship. Octavian Santa Cruz sets up in the middle of his cage. Taps the crossbar 3 times. Falanga is ready. Here we go, a penalty kick for Chaminade with 17 minutes to play in the first half. Falanga stops, fires, and hits the crossbar. It won't go, and a goal kick for Canisius.
He went with sort of a hesitation, and he essentially got Santa Cruz out of position, and he just misfired. And we've got to circle that, maybe come back to it depending on the result. That could be a huge play in this match.
And after his miss, he will check out of the game. Hudson Kiefer, number 22, comes in. And for Canisius, looks like Gabrielle Peely and Anthony Frangione back into the game. Coach Anselmo goes over to talk to Falanga after the missed penalty kick. What a moment in this game, and you said it, Roman. Santa Cruz was definitely out of position, diving to the right post. Falanga just mishit it.
Maybe a little bit of adrenaline, trying to go towards that top corner, just underneath the crossbar, and just got a little bit too much air under it. Again, gotta wonder, maybe the wind played a factor. Maybe the wind took that ball and resulted in the miss. So regardless, Chaminade comes up empty.
The officials trying to speak to the clock operators here at St. John's University. Looks like they're trying to get this clock fully on the right time here. Currently says 16:21 left to go in the first half. Chaminade has had their opportunities, just had a penalty kick if you missed it. Gianluca Falanga hit the crossbar, and the score stayed 0-0. 3 shots on goal for the Flyers, 12 shot attempts, compared to just 1 shot attempt for Canisius, no shots on goal. Also 3 corner kicks for Chaminade. They've dominated that time possession game, but we saw it in the first semifinal with Canisius and Malloy, and the Crusaders still got the W. This one up in the air towards the center circle. Frangione lost it to Peely. Dorsey with the recovery. Dorsey spinning left to right, swings it to the far Chaminade bench. It's Bruno. Bruno working on Smith. Bruno dashing through a double team, lost it on the far touchline, and it's kicked out of play by Chaminade. Throw in for Habib and Canisius to Smith. Quick steal by Abrego, taken back by Peely. Peely to the middle for Zhao. He reversed it to the back line of Chaminade. McConaughey's got it with 17:25 to go in the first half. Added a few minutes on the clock after that stoppage. Kacharnik's got it near side, right near the Big East sign. Plays it to Fargnoli. Extra pass to Kiefer. Just checked into the game. Steal by Frangione on the near side. And Frangione knocks it off of Kacharnik. That's a Canisius throw. 17 minutes to go in half number 1.
And Thomas, it was so crucial, that missed penalty, because there's such a difference between playing in front and playing with the game tied. Chaminade, if they get that kick, they're out in front. They can play with the lead and, kind of play the game they want to play. Now it's still even.
Cunningham down the middle. Ferrante heads it down for Chaminade, right near the center circle. Now it's Abrego. Kicking it near side for Kiefer. Kiefer working on Zhao. Splits a double team, finds Fargnoli. Fargnoli lost it. Ricochets to Malave. Now in the back line is Ferrante. He's got space, drills this one up the middle. Tipped and almost stolen by Frangione. Frangione lobs it off the head of Peely. Kicked around by both teams. Abrego's got it near side. Manley with the steal. Both teams fighting for it right near midfield, and Kacharnik finally kicks it out. It's a Canisius throw with 16 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. No score. Chaminade has had many huge opportunities. Jack Dorsey was right in front of the net. Santa Cruz made a diving save. And the Flyers just moments ago had a missed penalty kick by Gianluca Falanga after Octavian Santa Cruz was out of position. He hit the top of the crossbar. Frangione near side in the attacking third. Drops to Peely. Defended hard by Kacharnik. Centering pass to the middle. Tipped by Cosgrove to the back line for Bonaventure Shalamba. Playing with his 2 brothers. His brother Bienvenu Shalamba had the only assist on the goal by Henry Smith in the first game against Malloy. Here is Smith, right corner, defended by Capabianco. Smith working to the right wing, drops to the St. John side, but a steal by Abrego. Abrego up the other way for Chaminade, going left to right. At midfield is Bruno, right near the scoreboard. Bruno to his bench, lobs it for Dorsey. Dorsey couldn't handle the pass, and it's out of play for another Canisius throw.
Canisius has got to find a way to get the offense going, namely Henry Smith. This is their main guy, the player that scored the only goal in the semifinal affair against Malloy. We've seldom called his name today, but also outside of Smith, Noah Cosgrove, we haven't really said his name much, and Carter Amadeo. Those are some of the guys that Canisius relies upon for their offense, and they've been quiet today.
Smith with 23 goals on the year. Both teams brought in a substitution at that last stoppage. Michael Price, number 15, in for Chaminade. Carter Amadeo checks back in for the Crusaders. Far side, Bruno working on Smith. Plays it for Dorsey. He's double team, lost out of bounds off of Habib. So it's a throw-in for Chaminade right near their own bench on the far side. 14 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first half. No score between Chaminade and Canisius here in the New York State Final from St. John's University. Both teams were in the New York State playoffs last year. Canisius lost in the semifinals to Fordham Prep. Chaminade lost to the Rams in the final. Threw a ball down the right side for Kiefer. He can't catch up to it. And once again, the wind playing a factor there. Takes the ball for a ride. Now to play. Canisius throw on the near side. Under 14 minutes to play in the first half. Chance of let's go Flyers. Starting to ramp up here from St. John's University at Belson Stadium. Manley chucks it in for the Crusaders. Peely boxing out Kacharnik. Whiffed on a pass. Now lost it to Kacharnik. Kiefer splits the defense. Works to the right wing. Drops to the middle for Price. Price back to Kiefer. Kiefer lost it off the foot of Shalamba. And up in the air goes Habib. This one drifting back to Capabianco. Smith's got it. Up in the air for Canisius. Cosgrove trying to head it. Knocked down by Price. Played by Dorsey. Dorsey swings it around right side. Malave. To the near touchline for Kiefer. Kiefer splitting around Manley. Dances to the middle. Kiefer drops it edge of the box for Fargnoli. Can't play the pass. Smith's got it far side. Henry Smith for Peely. Back to Smith. He's got speed right side. Smith with a long through ball to the St. John's side. Cut off by Ferrante. And Ferrante tried to find Bruno. It'll be stolen by Habib. Habib right near the scoreboard far side. Back to Smith. Smith dancing around Bruno. 12:30 to play in the first half. Habib with a long kick to Peely off his left foot. Popped up by Cosgrove. Played by Zhao down to the 18. Kacharnik is there. Ferrante with a kick up the middle. Knocked around by both teams. Zhao tries to get it to the attacking third, and Kacharnik with the steal, but he lost it off the foot of Amadeo, and it goes out of play for a Chaminade throw-in. 12 minutes to go in the first half. It has been a war here in the New York State Championship. Very physical game here on this cold Tuesday afternoon. Veterans Day. Zhao kicks it out of play on the near side, right near midfield. Chaminade with another throw-in. 12 shot attempts on the day, 3 shots on goal. Also had a penalty kick by Gianluca Falanga as Alex Blair, the senior, checking in for the first time for Chaminade. Victory Shalamba pops this one up near the box. Manley heads it down for Kiefer. Kiefer with the steal. Working against the double team, finds Price. Tic-tac-toe to the right corner, and Fargnoli can't catch up to it. Another turnover for Chaminade and a throw-in for Canisius.
Thomas, I really got to tell you, Canisius is really living on the edge here. They've been able to barely sidestep a few Chaminade opportunities, and the Crusaders just haven't been able to generate some offense. Even when the Flyers give it away in the attacking third, they're still putting pressure on the Crusaders, and it's forcing them to really dig deep.
On the back line, it is Manley. That back line has been spectacular all season. Coach Orville Roberts described it as a college-level back line. They played like that in the first game, posting a shutout against Malloy, despite 22 shot attempts, and played like that so far. Price off his entering feed, right back to Fargnoli. His shot is blocked, kicked out by Victory Shalamba, and Zhao clears it to midfield. Nick McConaughey finds Malave, one of the captains of the Flyers. Near side now, it's Kiefer. Defended by Amadeo. Kiefer stopping, winding right side, kicked out by Amadeo. Another throw-in for Chaminade. 10:20 to go in the first half. Scoreless affair here from St. John's University. 21-mile-an-hour winds today with a high gust of 40 miles per hour. Price inside the box, lost it to the 6. Diving save by Santa Cruz as he stops the chance. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Victory Shalamba backpedaling near the box. Drills this one near the Chaminade bench, knocked down by Capabianco. Henry Smith in the pack along with Bonaventure Shalamba. Habib rifles this one far side for Peely. Trying to tap it to Cosgrove, lost it. Steal by Dorsey. Dorsey to the near side for Kacharnik. Backs it to To the edge of the box for Pasquiolis. He's way out of his net, 20 yards out. Lifts this one high in the air to the center circle. Shouldered down by the Crusaders, played by Malave. Malave moving left to right in the white jersey. Finds Kiefer. Kiefer streaking right, in and out, down to the corner, shouldered away by Manley. He centers this one to the 18, knocked off the foot of Fargnoli, played out by Bonaventure Shalamba. Keeping the possession going, it is Kacharnik at the Big East side. Now on the near side, Kiefer trying to flip it over Manley. Manley with great defense. Amadeo can't save it. And a throw-in for Chaminade on the near side with under 9 minutes to play. First half here in the New York State Championship. Price lost it. Kicked out by the Crusaders. Now it's Cosgrove moving right to left. Cosgrove up in the air for Smith. This one winds towards the Chaminade bench, and Bruno's got space. Bruno taps it to himself. Far side now, Capabianco. Blair moving left to right. Blair down the middle of the field, slide tackles it to Malave. Malave reversing it to Kacharnik from the back line. Kacharnik centering feed to the 18, cutting in his Price. Price gaining position, spins, can't get a shot, drops it out. Now on the edge of the box, it's Blair. He lost it to Habib, and Habib with the clear for the Crusaders. Chaminade keeps the attack going. Far side, left wing, it is Fargnoli with a centering feed to the 6, played by Kiefer. Kiefer fires, and it goes high. Another great A chance for Chaminade, but it bends over the net, and it stays scoreless here in the New York State Championship.
Great vision by Fargnoli all the way to the other side of the box for Kiefer, and he's got a look, and again, he just fires high. And you got to wonder if the wind is playing a factor. Maybe you go low today. That could be one of the ideas that the players need to take account for. But regardless, the opportunity goes awry, and the Flyers again still have a goose egg in the score column.
Coach Anselmo did mention that he wants his guys to play the ball on the ground. They've went to the air on their shots today, found nothing so far. Price moving left to right, lost it off a collision with Cunningham, and it goes out of bounds off of Chaminade, so a Canisius throw.
Chaminade has seemingly done pretty much everything right offensively except finish it off and put the ball in the back of the net. They've done the hard stuff. They just haven't been able to convert their chances when they've had them.
7 minutes to play in the first half. Flyers with 15 shot attempts, 3 shots on goal. Still no goals on the scoreboard. Bienvenu Shalamba checks into the game for the first time with 6:30 to go for his Crusader team. Kiefer the other way, had that previous chance. Splits it to Abrego, back to Kiefer, lost it back to Abrego, tipped around near the 6. Cutting in is Blair, and it's picked up by Santa Cruz. 6:20 to play in the first half. Canisius has got by here somehow, keeping this game scoreless. And remember, Roman, Chaminade and Canisius are going to switch sides, which goes in the favor of Canisius. We've seen the ball moving left to right with the wind. Price outside the box, finds Dorsey. Scored the first goal in Chaminade's win over Monsignor Farrell. Centering feed by Malave, out in front. Abrego shot it high again. Chaminade just can't put it through. Their 16th shot attempt of the game, and it goes above the net once again.
The Flyers' passing has been spectacular today. They just haven't been able to finish right on the doorstep, and again, that could come back to bite them. This could end up being a game where you only get one goal, and it could be Canisius who gets that goal, and they're going back 7 hours to Buffalo with some hardware.
We saw that last year in the New York State Championship against Fordham Prep. Chaminade seemed like it was impossible how they missed all these opportunities. Had open nets, just couldn't finish, and Fordham Prep got that decisive goal with a 1-0 win. Far side Blair. Centering pass to the far side, headed down, and they score! It's Hudson Kiefer, and the Flyers take the lead in the New York State Championship.
It was only a matter of time before they found the back of the net, and once again, it was set up by another gorgeous pass, and it seems like the Crusaders just lose track of Hudson Kiefer. He's wide open. The rotation is slow getting over, and he buries the header, and the key, I think, he went low. He used the ground. He used the turf to his advantage, And the Flyers, with 5 minutes to play in the first half, they finally have their breakthrough and they take a 1-0 lead.
After 17 shots, that was their 4th shot on goal. Finally, Chaminade finishes like Coach Anselmo wanted them to, and they have a 1-0 lead with 5 minutes to play in half number 1. Halim Habib, after the stoppage, kicks this one out of play near his bench. Another Chaminade throw, and you said it before the game. Whoever wins the time possession game most likely going to win this game. Chaminade has not just won it, they have dominated it in this game.
And Canisius has virtually had no offense. I mean, they've only had the ball in the attacking third for a few minutes, if that. They've really got to find a way to make some adjustments in the second half.
Here's a guy that can make things happen. Henry Smith with the through ball downfield, covered well by Chaminade, kicked away by Ferrante, and out of play once again. But is this going to be a free kick here? Collision with Ferrante and Peely. See what they call. Peely is slow to get up. I think they're going to say throw in here. They're going to stop play with 4:12 remaining in the first half. Hope Gabriel Peely is okay. He's back on his feet, walking under his own power. Just going to try and walk this one off. And it looks like he's okay. Good to see. So a throw in for Halim Habib. And the Crusaders gets it in to Peely. Tapped away by Smith, headed out by Malave of Chaminade. Kicked down the field by Abrego. Cunningham there for the Crusaders. Rifles this one far side. Taken by Smith. Now it's Bonaventure Shalamba. Lost it to Price. Price drops it to Blair, who had that assist on the goal from Kiefer. McConaughey finds Kiefer on the near side. Manley there for the Crusaders. Knees it up right to Malave. Malave moving left to right. Fakes a pass to Kiefer, now goes down the near side. Malave kicks to himself with his left foot. Drills this one to the 6. Out in front is Price. Spinning left, and Habib kicks it away. This one 30 yards out now. Smith finds Cosgrove. Cosgrove with a through ball to Amadeo. He's got speed. Carter Amadeo lost it from Ferrante. No one in the net. Amadeo with a shot, and he missed it wide. Oh, there was the opportunity for Canisius, and Amadeo cannot believe it. He just missed the net. It would have tied the game.
That was an incredibly aggressive play by Pasakiolis coming out of his net, about 15 yards out of his net. That's a really aggressive play, and a tremendous recovery by Matt Kucharnik, who definitely altered that shot at the last second. He forced Amadeo to, I guess, almost get rid of it before he felt comfortable to, and that's why it went wide, and Chaminade catches a break, and Canisius, they virtually have had not really any opportunities in the first half. They needed to convert that, and they were unable to.
Just their 3rd shot attempt of the day. And what an unbelievable chance for Carter Amadeo. Created that chance with his speed down the field. Just could not finish. Finishing, that's going to be our big word here and our theme of this game. Chaminade hasn't been able to all first half, except for just about 3 minutes ago when Hudson Kiefer had a header to give the Flyers the lead. Anthony Ferrante with the goal kick after the miss by Amadeo. This one to the center circle, kicked out by Shalamba. Knocked down by both teams. Zhao has it for the Crusaders, stolen back by the Flyers. Malave and Dorsey with a 2-man game, but a good slide tackle by Amadeo. Crusaders moving the other way, right to left. Far side, Smith off the pass from Zhao. Smith cutting around. Capabianco centers this one for Peely. Kicked out by Chaminade. That was McConaughey, the junior. Now at the center circle, it is Abrego moving left to right in the white. Up the middle for Price. He can't catch the pass. Cunningham the steal on the back line. And he reverses it to the 6 for Santa Cruz, who sent this one in the air. Drifting left to right. Kiefer's got it off a good touch. Right near the Big East sign. Kiefer, who had that first goal, drops to the corner. Price chasing for it with Cunningham. And Price keeps it in. Cunningham the steal near side. And his long kick down the field is blocked out of play by Kiefer. And a throw in for Canisius with under 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Hudson Kiefer's played a spectacular first half for the Flyers. Outside of the goal, he's had some fantastic dribbling. He's played good pressure that's prevented the Crusaders from breaking out. He's really just facilitated the game for the Flyers, and it just goes to show the skill level of these juniors. They've been able to step in so efficiently and have made an impact.
Foul by Chaminade as Peely was taken down by Malave, and a free kick for Canisius. 1:23 to go in the first half. Now a little opportunity for the Crusaders to get one last rush, try and tie this game before intermission. Cunningham into the air. Moving right to left is Peely, tapped up by Kacharnik. Now it is Kiefer on the near side, lobbing this one near midfield. Headed down by Manley, taken by Bonaventure Shalama, pressured hardly by Abrego. Cunningham down the left touchline, looking for Zhao, kicked up by Kacharnik. Played by Malave, knocked around by Cosgrove. Both players fighting for it right near the center circle. Now it's Dorsey with some speed. Jack Dorsey gets around Cosgrove. Accelerating down the left side. Dorsey lost it. Good help defense by Habib. He kicks it away to Peely. Now it's Kacharnik for Chaminade. A mishit right near midfield and a whistle. Officials signaling something. I think they're calling for a Chaminade free kick right near midfield, if I'm not mistaken. 25 seconds remaining in the first half.
I believe it was offside.
So they go with offside, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Ferrante sets it up. He's taking time here. 16 seconds, the ball is moving. Now they're gonna whistle. They stop the clock with 13 and a half seconds. The wind is gusting here, and Ferrante can't even keep the ball on the pitch here. Keeps rolling around. 13 and a half seconds. Now he's finally got it set. And he boots this one on a line drive to the 18, kicked out by Zhao, 10 seconds. Back to midfield, Ferrante, 8 seconds. Ferrante, his through ball knocked down by Peely, 4 seconds to go. Dorsey can't fire a shot. Malave will shoot it from 40 yards out, and that ends the first half. The Flyers of Chaminade lead it 1-0 at halftime after Hudson Kiefer off the bench with the header, and Chaminade with the advantage after 40 minutes.
And this game could easily be 4 or 5-1 in favor of the Flyers. Coach Orville Roberts and his Canisius team, they've got to be pleasantly pleased with where they are at this point in the game. Again, Chaminade has had so many chances that they haven't been able to convert. And I think if you're Coach Anselmo and the Flyers, I think you're fortunate to at least have a lead going into halftime. Now you can kind of play to your strengths here in the second half, kind of rely on that defense, maybe play some keep away, kill some clock. But now the Crusaders have the wind to their backs. Can they take advantage offensively? We'll just have to wait to find out.
Look at the first half stats. Kiefer with the only goal. Alex Blair had the assist. 4 shots on goal for Chaminade. Still none for Canisius. 18 shot attempts for the Flyers and 3 for the Crusaders. So you mentioned it, one of your keys to the game. Who's going to control the time possession game? We saw Chaminade do it in their semifinal game. Canisius not so much, and that's the same story here.
It's been flawless from the Flyers. Their pressure has been relentless. Canisius has just been unable to really generate any kind of sustained attack, and that's really cost them so far in the first half, and that's why the Flyers have got out to this lead, and that's why they are up 1-0.
So 1-0, the score at halftime here in the broadcast booth at St. John's University. Thomas Gamba and Roman Brunetti with you. So who could step up for the Crusaders if they're going to find something on the offensive end?
I think for them, obviously we've got names like Henry Smith and Carter Amadeo, but I'm going to go Noah Cosgrove. I think we've said his name maybe once or twice. He's got to find a way to make his name known here in this state final affair.
All right, we'll go to a break as we have hit halftime. 1-0 Chaminade, the score. Can the Flyers pick up their 10th state championship win, or will Canisius put their name into the record books, their first ever New York State championship? We'll have to wait and see. 40 more minutes of soccer to play. Stay tuned here on TND Sports Video Production. Back live from the New York State Championship, Thomas Gamba and Roman Brunetti here with you from St. John's University. Roman, it was an electric first half, a lot of fun, but the only real offensive opportunities came from the Chaminade Flyers, and that's mainly why they lead 1-0 right now.
And that's the difference in this game, and we've got to attribute that to their outstanding back line and midfield. Canisius has really been unable to generate any kind of sustained offensive attack, and that's really come back to bite them. Chaminade, they did almost the exact same thing against Monsignor Farrell on Sunday. They ended up with a 2-0 win. That's why they're here. But can Canisius find a way on offense? You need to score goals to win soccer games. That's the bottom of the line. You win games by scoring more than your opponent, and if you can't really get anything going on offense, that's just not going to happen.
Well, something that works in the Crusaders' favor here, the wind is moving left to right. And if you're just joining us, we have 21-mile-per-hour winds today with a high gust of 40 miles per hour, and we saw a lot of opportunities for Chaminade be created because of that wind moving in their favor.
Yeah, every time Canisius tried to clear the ball, it would just kind of go right back to where it came from. The wind is blowing left to right, so Canisius, they were scoring from right to left. The wind would just take it in the complete opposite direction, and it would just end up at the feet of a Chaminade forward or midfielder. That allowed them to generate so many opportunities, and Canisius is really fortunate it's only 1-0 right now. It could easily be like 4 or 5-1 just because Chaminade has just failed to score when they've been given the opportunity.
Well, they've had over 15 shot attempts, have the Flyers 4 shots on goal. They finally had one go in the back of the net with 5 minutes remaining from Hudson Kiefer, and that is just so huge because of the fact that we mentioned Canisius is moving left to right. So it's going to be a big advantage for the Crusaders. We'll see how well their offensive output is here in the second half.
Yeah, and that win's going to be a huge factor as our papers and spotting boards go flying across the press box. So the advantage is now Canisius offensively, and I think for the Flyers defensively, as they try to clear, you've got to try and keep the ball on the ground and kind of eliminate the wind.
We'll see. It is gusting here, leaves flying everywhere as the Flyers kick it out of play near the Canisius bench on the far side. The Crusaders will throw it in with their navy jerseys, yellow lettering and numbering. Flyers will go right to left, as we said, as a foul is called on Chaminade. Free kick for Canisius. They're in their white jerseys with their red lettering and numbering. Both teams played a defensive battle in the semifinals. Canisius won 1-0 against Malloy. Chaminade with a 2-0 victory over Monsignor Farrell. But as we said, Chaminade controlled the time possession a ton on Sunday. Canisius really not the same story, and we've seen that play out today.
They've really been neutralized offensively all tournament, and now they've got 39 minutes to play for their season. You've got to bring out everything you have, try and tie this game, and hopefully, at least for the Crusader fans, take home the dub.
Dorsey can't find Bruno, miscommunication and a turnover. It will be Halim Habib to throw it in from the near side for the Crusaders. Popped up in the air by Dorsey and Bruno. Knocked around by Smith. Kicked out to Cosgrove. Now it's Habib on the end line. Back for Cosgrove. Nice move around Dorsey, but Dorsey with the recovery. Kicked away by Chaminade near the Big East sign. Habib coming back for the Crusaders. So already we see the wind playing a factor as Smith can't keep it in play. And a throw in for Chaminade in the right corner.
That's a good start for Canisius, kind of at least obtaining the first offensive possession of the half. Now can they sustain one? It's one thing getting the ball into the attacking third. It's another thing to sustain in one.
Here goes Bruno moving right to left. In the white jersey, drops to the center circle for Malave. Wearing those black gloves, tries to find Fargnoli, cut off by Manley, but Fargnoli gets it back off a ricochet. Fargnoli going to the box, lost it off the foot of Cunningham. He got it back though. Right wing Fargnoli cutting to the box, winds to the middle, keeps it in his possession, sends it in for Falanga, spinning towards the net. Falanga with a shot and a low save by Santa Claus. The fourth save of the day for Octavian Santa Claus, and it stays 1-0.
Good job by Falanga sticking with it off of a few juggles. Just couldn't make proper contact with the shot.
The wind is bringing this ball to the attacking third of Canisius. Here is Smith, edge of the box, right wing. Smith dancing around Capabianco, fires with his left foot out in front, kicked around to the far post and out of play. There was no one there for the Crusaders and a goal kick for Chaminade.
Canisius is already starting the second half on a much better foot than they did when they ended the first half, and you've got to wonder what Coach Orville Roberts said in the halftime huddle. probably something to the extent of, guys, you have 40 minutes left for your season. You've got to bring everything you've got, and they've definitely heeded their calls from their coach, and they're definitely putting themselves in better position to score.
3:10 gone in the first half. Here's Bruno with a rush. Switching fields to the left side. Dances around Habib. Drops it for Dorsey off a cut. Dorsey left wing, gets around Habib. Double team comes, he sends it into the 18. It is Bruno with a shot blocked by Zhao, but out on the baseline it looks like this might be a corner kick. We'll see what the official call is. Close to a throw-in, and this one's going to be a corner on the near side for Massimo Bruno and the Flyers. So Bruno will take it. Flyers have gone short on these corners a lot today. This is going to be their 4th of the game. Abrego walking towards the corner. Bruno just gives it to him. Abrego back for Bruno. Edge of the box, he fires a deep shot to the far post, drifting in, and Santa Cruz leaps to make the save. Santa Cruz into the air on a line drive, kicked around by Peely, stolen by Kacharnik. He reverses fields to the 18. Santa Cruz picks it up off one bounce. And again, the Crusaders control. So already, it's been a split time of possession between Canisius and Chaminade. And I think that has a lot to do with the win. Playing in the favor of the Crusaders kind of makes this offensive battle a little more even as far as not giving Chaminade all the shots on net.
Yeah, it allows them to break out. It allows them to at least have a chance in the midfield, whereas in the first half they were really struggling.
Smith with the header. He couldn't get his noggin on that, and it goes out of play for a Chaminade throw on the near side.
But if Canisius, they still have to find a way to score. You can get in, you can have all the time of possession you want in the attacking third, but it means nothing if you can't put a goal on the board.
You mentioned Noah Cosgrove, guy you're going to look for to break out in the second half, had the setup there. Smith couldn't get a good opportunity. Kicked around by Bonaventure Shalamba. Now here is Smith. Scored the only goal against Malloy for Canisius. Splits to the middle, drops it in front, no one there. Amadeo was cut off by Kacharnik. He gets it back to the center circle. Good pressure by Falanga on Manley. Now in the back end, it is Victory Shalamba, number 4. Shalamba up for Henry Smith, dancing around Capabianco. Winds to his left foot around the Big East sign. And reverses it back to Habib. Habib tries to reset. It's Cunningham, high pressure from Falanga. And Cunningham kicks it out of play. There was no one there. Habib and Smith, little miscommunication. Chaminade with a throw, 34 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half.
And it's only going to get colder and windier. Can these players survive, so to speak? Can they keep going? They're going to whistle play dead. It's going to go in favor of Canisius. But the conditions are only going to get worse. How are the players going to adapt? How are they going to change their style of play? Are they going to stick with what they've been doing? It's all a matter of thought, and wonder how these players react.
33 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second half, and if you didn't see the first half, the win really affected a lot of things, especially on the Chaminade end. They had a ton of opportunities that whistled high of the net because of this gusting wind that we have today. Cunningham into the air. This one drifting toward the 6, and a high catch by Pasicchiolis. That was dangerous, but Thano makes the leaping save.
Yeah, I think he almost misread it. I think he almost came too far out of the box to the point where he might have missed the ball if he jumped for it. So fortunately for Chaminade, Pasicchiolis is able to make the grab.
Fargnoli into the air, stolen away by Abrego. 3-on-3, Abrego straight down the gut. Abrego fires with his left foot, and an easy save for Santa Cruz. No traffic in front. Santa Cruz saw it all the way.
Some great speed by Diego Abrego, and he's played very well in this state tournament. He had a goal on Sunday. He had countless other opportunities. Even though that doesn't go, that's still a great run from him.
Nice header by Ferrante. Bruno plays up in the air with his right foot, trying to swerve around Habib. Habib's got good defense, and Bruno kicks it off his foot for a Chaminade throw. It'll be on the near side in the middle third for the Flyers, looking for their 10th state championship in program history. 32:15 to play in half number 2. Capabianco into the air, headed out of play by Bonaventure Shalamba. And Capabianco will have another throw, this time near the timeline. Flyers were denied of a state championship last year in the final, losing to Fordham Prep 1-0. Last time they won was in 2021. Abrego finds a cutting Falanga up the middle. Falanga versus it far side for Malave. Tap pass to Fargnoli. Massimo Fargnoli out in front, and he missed it wide to the left. Another great chance for Chaminade, their 19th shot attempt of the day, and it goes to no avail.
And I wonder if that was a shot or if it was a cross. It skids right through the 6. That might have been a shot. It was very close to striking that near post. Chaminade wasn't able to get any traffic in front. It would have been probably beneficial to have someone crashing in on the back side or on the near side to complement the cross coming from the right wing.
Amadeo off the Santa Cruz kick finds a streaking Smith, trying to chase up to this one, but the wind says no, taking it for a ride and out of play for a Chaminade throw. This on the near side corner in the defensive third of Chaminade, who is going right to left. 30 minutes and 58 seconds to play in this one. 1-0 Chaminade as Abrego is pushed down by Matt Cruiser, and Abrego is slow to get up, holding his backside, and he is in a lot of pain. Clock is still running here. Officials need to check on Abrego to see if he's really hurt, and he is. 30 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second half. Diego Abrego slow to get up. Now he's back on his feet after some help from Robert Malave. So we hope he's okay as he's holding his back in obvious pain. Scored the second goal in the Flyers' 2-0 win against Monsignor Farrell on Sunday. Had a nice chance just moments ago towards the net of Octavian Santa Cruz. Ferrante in the air after the free kick. This one drifting down to Malave, headed in the air, popped up by Cruiser. Just checked into the game, as I mentioned. Capobianco moving right to left, finds Falanga. Falanga tracks it down, kicks it away from Shalama. Now he's got speed. Falanga swings it right side for Fargnoli, tries to step into it, but a steal by Manley. Manley the other way, left to right. Amadeo lost it. Now it's Zhao, kicked away by Kacharnik. Zhao back the other way for Smith. Smith trying to create something for this Crusader team, yet to register a shot on goal today. Far side Amadeo, 30 minutes to play in the second half, and a steal by Kacharnik. Far side goes Massimo Fargnoli, playing it for Abrego near the Canisius bench. Abrego lost it out of bounds. A Chaminade throw-in on the far side. 29 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the second half. Matt Kacharnik will throw it in, wearing number 36 today after he had a bloody nose earlier in the game. Right wing, it is Falanga, tapping it to himself, dropping it to the outside. Fargnoli, long shot to the 18 for Dorsey, kicked up to his right foot, swings it left, drops it to Bruno. Bruno waiting, slashing, firing high, and it goes out of play for a goal kick for Canisius.
I almost feel like these Chaminade forwards are holding onto the ball a little too long. I think Bruno maybe should have shot it earlier. He tried to make a couple fancy moves and create for himself, but I almost think it would have been better if he just took the one-timer, so to speak.
Kicked up in the middle third. Smith working around Capobianco, who's played some nice defense on arguably the top attacker for Canisius. Cosgrove in the middle third. Lost it to Kacharnik. Now Fargnoli near the scoreboard. Got tripped up. No call. And a throw-in for Canisius on the far side. Now the officials going to switch a call here. Say Chaminade with the possession. They're going to give him a free kick here. Looks like they might. And they will. Anthony Ferrante setting up for it on the far side. Starting to get dark here. 4:17 p.m. here at St. John's University. 28 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the second half. Ferrante boots this one to the 18, curling on the near side. Right to Bruno. Bruno dancing through. Winds on the near touchline. Bruno drops it for Dorsey. Steal by Zhao. Dorsey gets it back. Gets it off a tic-tac-toe from Falanga. Dorsey off a double team. Working left wing. Can't find anything. Resets on the back line with Capobianco. He's pressured. Finds Bruno. Left corner. Bruno moving right to left. Good slide tackle. And Victory Shalama with the steal. He'll kick it out of play. into the stands. It'll be a Chaminade throw on the near side.
I think Jack Dorsey's got to find a way to get himself going a little bit. Canisius has neutralized him. He's been very quiet today, had seldom opportunities with the ball. Can the Flyers get him involved?
He had the first goal in the Flyers win against Monsignor Farrell. Got 4 in the postseason. As this one goes out of play, Canisius will take possession. It'll be, saying a free kick now, or a throw-in from further back. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a free kick. So push on Chaminade. Free kick for Hayden Cunningham and the Crusaders. Under 27 minutes to go in the second half. 1-0 Chaminade. Here in the New York State Championship. Winner takes it all in the state of New York. Manley far side in the defensive third. Finds a cutting Amadeo, but a steal. It's Kacharnik the other way. Matt Kacharnik fires this one from deep, and Santa Claus makes a one-handed stop. Nice save as he moved to his left and stopped Kacharnik.
Flyers didn't really look like they had anybody there anyway. That'll go on his goalie reel.
Beautiful save with his right hand as McConaughey heads this one right to Smith. Smith down the middle, moving left to right. Centers it, kicked around to the box. Amadeo with a shot, and it hits the side of the net. Carter Amadeo had a chance to tie the game, but he mishit it to the left side.
I said earlier in the first half, Canisius has been living on the edge. Well, Chaminade has been living on the edge in the second half. That's now 2 chances for Amadeo that he has failed to connect. And that is shaping up to be a crucial development as we progress in this game.
Still no shots on goal for the Crusaders. They've got 5 shot attempts compared to 23 for Chaminade, as the Flyers will be awarded a free kick right near the center circle. 25:30 to play in the second half. 1-0. Chaminade Flyers lead over the Canisius Crusaders here from St. John's University. Hudson Kiefer with the lone tally off an assist from Alex Blair. 5:03 was remaining on the clock when Kiefer scored that goal in the first half. Ferrante with a free kick from midfield. This one into the air near the 18. Falanga trying to gain position. Headed up by Bruno. Played to Falanga. Falanga bouncing ball taken by Santa Claus. Done a good job today, Octavian Santa Claus. Didn't let up a goal against Malloy, and outside of that one mistake, he's held his own today.
And I think he's done a really good job navigating a lot of traffic out in front of the net. Those are those chaos plays, and he's done a fantastic job stymieing that.
He's made 6 saves on 7 Chaminade shots as this one goes out of play on the near side. A Canisius throw for Matt Cruiser, number 2. Cruiser, soft lob to the head of Smith. Shouldered out by Zhao. Flyers were calling for a handball, and they get it. So Zhao got his mitt on that, and the Flyers will be awarded with a free kick from 30 yards out. 24:15 to go in half number 2. 1-0 Chaminade here in the New York State Championship. Dorsey trying to set the ball as the wind is pulling it away. Now it's set, drills this to a cutting Abrego in the left corner. Abrego moving right to left. Spins to the baseline. Good defense by Zhao. Double team comes. Abrego lost it. Cruiser coming with the double team, and now Abrego finds Bruno. Zhao hits the face of Cruiser on the clear, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. And Cruiser a little shaken up. They stop the clock here with 23 minutes and 41 seconds to play. That was a bullet right to the noggin of Matt Cruiser.
And that definitely doesn't feel good with the cold.
He's got no face protector on any of these players. Surprised we haven't seen any variation of a ski mask. Usually football players wear that a lot to protect their faces from the cold.
One of the referees has got it on.
Actually, I think 2 of them. All 3 of them actually have them on.
That's how you do it. That's a smart play.
Yeah, I don't blame him. We're lucky we're in the booth here, not so cold, as the throw-in taken by Falanga down the baseline, spins around, tight-ropes the sideline, and he lost it. Victory Shalamba keeps it in. Finds a cutting Peely moving left to right, but a steal by McConaughey. McConaughey near side for Bruno. Bruno working in the left corner, hopping and finding Abrego. Brego edge of the box, back to Bruno against a double team. Shalamba and Cruiser are there. Bruno to the baseline, centering pass. Valanga off his left foot, trying to fire. It's Fargnoli tapping it back out for Bruno. Another missed opportunity. Chaminade holding the ball a little too long, like you said. Bruno working against Smith, lost it out of play, and that's a Chaminade corner. Cruiser came over with a slide tackle. Chaminade rewarded with their 5th corner of the day.
But you said it there, Thomas. I think Fargnoli hung on to it a little too long and just couldn't pull the trigger. Might just be beneficial to put some shots on net. Who knows? Maybe one of them will find a way in.
Chaminade has done this all day, usually dropping it. But instead they drill it to Abrego, and it hits off of Manley for another flyer corner. So usually on those corner kicks, we've seen Chaminade bring Abrego to the corner and just Bruno will give it to him. Abrego taps it right back to Bruno. That's what they do here. Bruno left wing, working on Manley. Fires a shot, and a save by Santa Claus. He juggled it for a moment, but then made the save through traffic.
Another spectacular save, and you said it, through traffic. That made that play even harder for Santa Claus, but he handled it like a seasoned vet.
Bad pass by Pasakiolis. Couldn't find Capobianco. As one more look at this save off the Bruno shot.
It's a good job creating some space for Bruno, and Dorsey kind of pulled away at the last second. Made that interesting, but Santa Claus with some great concentration, sticking with it to make the save.
Anthony Frangione checks into the game for Gabrielle Peely. Matt Cruiser will throw it in on the near side, attacking third for Canisius. Lobs it in for Cosgrove. Popping it up against Dorsey. Dorsey boxes him out, and it goes out of play for a Chaminade throw. Great play by Jack Dorsey, shouldering away Cosgrove to allow that ball to go out of play. Capobianco the throw in from the right corner. Tapped around by Bruno, kept into Abrego. Abrego tries to swing it for Bruno, but it goes off the foot of Cruiser, out of play. Another Chaminade throw in on the near side. 21 minutes to play in the second half. Canisius with their backs against the wall, down 1-0 in this New York State Championship. Almost a handball there by Bonaventure Shalamba, and they will call it. So it went off his hand there, and Chaminade with a free kick. "20 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second half. They'll stop the clock here as the wind blowing around the ball. Ferrante finally gets his set. It's been a problem all day, these free kicks. Moving the ball with the wind. Ferrante having some trouble here. Multiple tries now. He finally gets it down on the pitch. Sets up and quickly fires. Towards the 18, coming in Falanga, headed down by Bonaventure Shalamba. Played off the right foot of Smith. Smith moving left to right in the Navy jerseys. Stolen away by Chaminade. Dorsey's got it off a give and go. Dorsey down the right wing, finds Fargnoli at the St. John sign. Fargnoli, 20 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the second half. Miss hits the ball. Cosgrove kicks it out. Kacharnik back the other way for Chaminade. Now at the right wing, it is Fargnoli trying to find Dorsey, but it goes out of bounds off the foot of Manley. Throw in for Chaminade far side. Halfway through the second half here from St. John's University. 20 minutes to play. Hudson Kiefer back into the game. Scored the only goal back in the first half of this match. Massimo Bruno takes a seat as the throw into the 18. Shouldered out by Falanga. Played around Shalamba, but Bonaventure Shalamba with the steal. Cleared by Canisius for a moment. Fargnoli back on the attack, going down the right wing. Fargnoli dances through, stolen away by Amadeo far side. Amadeo keeps it in. Kacharnik with the steal for Chaminade. He centers towards the net, and it goes wide for a goal kick. Cunningham far side. 19:20 to play in half number 2. 1-0 Chaminade. Kacharnik heads it out to the Canisius bench. A throw-in for the Crusaders far side.
And Canisius starting to have a sense of urgency on their side. Now with 19 minutes to play, I think you just got to throw the kitchen sink at them at this point. Whatever you can get, whatever you can do to find a way to put a ball in the back of the net and tie this game.
The Crusaders have yet to register a shot on goal today. 5 shot attempts compared to 24 from Chaminade. Flyers have 8 shots on goal. Canisius, as I said, no shots on goal. Kiefer moving right to left, trying to find Dorsey in the corner. Kicked out by Cosgrove for a Chaminade throw-in. Clock is running here, 18:35 to play in half number 2. Chaminade was denied last year of a New York State championship, losing to Fordham Prep in the final when they were favored to win, ranked number 4 in the country. Coming into this one, ranked number 16 in the latest United Soccer Coaches poll. And they look to finish the job with a New York State championship victory. Throw into the left corner. Kick back to Capabianco. He sends it in, stolen by Smith. Smith pops this one high in the air for Franjo near side. McConaughey is there, lets it bounce out of play for a Chaminade throw right near midfield. Massimo Fargnoli quoted this to me before the year. We are ready to finish off the season at Belson Stadium by lifting the New York State Championship. His team 17 minutes and 44 seconds away from doing just that. Capabianco gets it back off a ricochet, swinging up the near side touchline. Played by Kiefer. Kiefer on a double team, lost it out of play, and a Canisius throw.
Thomas, I'm just thinking about how important that miss from Carter Amadeo was in the backstage, the back half of the initial period of play where he had that opportunity, forcing Pasakiolis out of his net and just misfiring. And if he makes that kick, it's a totally different game. We've got a 1-1 score, but he missed. And that's why we're still standing here at 1-0.
That was really Canisius' only big opportunity of the game. As we mentioned, no shots on goal. That one went just wide to the right. And props to Matt Kacharnik, who altered that shot after a recovery. You mentioned Pasakiolis coming way out of his net if he missed it. Very dangerous play. Chaminade somehow still up 1-0 in this game after that almost goal from Amadeo. In transition, it is Dorsey. Swinging it right side for a streaking Fargnoli. Fargnoli outside the box. Dances through against Manley. Fires a low shot, and it goes wide to the right. But did it deflect off of Canisius? We'll see.
I think it did. I think they're pointing to the corner. Fargnoli dashing towards that right wing. Yeah, I think it caught a piece of Cunningham. Falanga points right away, and yes, it is a corner on that far side.
It'll be Massimo Fargnoli to take it. Officials stop the clock. 16 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the second half. Fargnoli tying his pink shoes here. Hard to tie with those black gloves on this windy day here at St. John's University. Chance of Let's Go Flyers starting to ramp up here from the stands. Fargnoli with the corner, headed out of the 18. Coming is Malave. He fires a deep shot. Kind of whiffed on it, mishit it, and kicked out by Canisius high in the air. Still near the box, though. Kiefer couldn't get it. Now it's Smith, cut off by McConaughey. Malave. Far side for Fargnoli, dancing around the St. John side. Fargnoli gets around Manley to the right corner. Fargnoli lost it, had a bounce off of his foot, and a throw-in for Canisius. Good help defense by Hayden Cunningham there. Right side of Brego trying to slash through Amadeo. Gets the ball right near the Canisius bench. Dances through 4 defenders, but Bonaventure Shalamba cuts him off. Ball ricochets near the Canisius bench and out of play for a Chaminade throw. 15:20 to play in the second half.
And Thomas, I think another goal for Chaminade would certainly put this away with how they've been playing defensively and Canisius' struggles on offense to generate any kind of firepower.
Brego out in front, kick to Fargnoli. He'll step into this one, and it's, again blocked. Malave trying to corral the rebound. He does off a turn. Malave to Abrego. He fires, and again it's high. Under 15 minutes to play, still 1-0 Chaminade.
Flyers continuing to keep the pressure on. And Abrego, he's had a lot of opportunities. He's somehow only come away with 1 goal through this one game plus 65 minutes at this point. But again, the Flyers continuing to press the Crusaders. Canisius really, again, after they had some flashes in the early second half with some offense, have gone quiet yet again. And the Flyers got to like where they are with 14 minutes to go.
Fargnoli centering feed, played by Falanga. That's blocked by Shalamba. Falanga back to Abrego. He lost it. Cruiser kicks it out for Canisius. Now on the near side's Capabianco. Playing it for Kiefer. Kiefer lost it out of bounds. Kicked out by Frangione. Throwing for Chaminade. And it'll be Capabianco to take it. Once again, just joining us, Canisius has yet to register a shot on goal as Abrego cutting to the net. Kicked away by Cunningham and off of the body of Abrego. So it's a goal kick for Canisius as it went out of bounds above the baseline. Hudson Kiefer registered the only goal back in the first half with 5:03 to play in half number one, off of an assist from Alex Blair. Santa Cruz in the air towards the center circle. 13:20 to play in the second half. Falanga back for Abrego with his left foot moving right to left in the white. Now it's Kiefer dancing through. Good check and steal by Cosgrove, but it's taken back by Capabianco. Headed down by Kiefer, knocked around by Frangione. He falls to the ground, and he was pushed by Capabianco. So that's a free kick for the Crusaders. And could they get momentum here? They need a rush if they're going to tie this game. Cosgrove takes it, moving left to right. Smith gains position at the Big East side. He lost it on the near side. McConaughey with the backside steal. Threw a ball down the near side. Shalamba is there. And Victory Shalamba plays it on the near side for Cruiser. Cruiser tight-roping the sideline. Lost it to Falanga. Now it's Dorsey moving right to left. Dorsey striding through. Lost it. Had a play, but a throw-in for Chaminade.
And on that last sequence, as Canisius tried to move forward, Dorsey was intercepting the pass intended for Smith. And Henry Smith just kind of put his hands up in frustration. He has been silenced all day. He's really he's been unable to get anything going.
He scored a goal in the first contest semifinal match against Malloy. He's done nothing in this contest today as the clock stops with 12:06 to play. It'll be a goal kick for Canisius. Got Matt Cruiser tying his shoe here, edge of the box. So again, if Chaminade ends up closing this out, we will look back at that Carter Amadeo play at the end of that first half.
We sure will. And again, Thomas, you mentioned it before. That was really only Canisius's their only opportunity. Wow, sorry, couldn't get the words out there. Guess the cold is affecting us too here in the broadcast booth, but that was their only opportunity, so to speak, and he failed to get it in the back of the net. And when it comes down to that, it's been the difference in this game. You win soccer games by scoring more than your opponent, and today Chaminade has simply scored more than Canisius. It's obviously only been one goal, but one goal's been the difference.
And not only have they scored more, and again, they have 11 minutes and 40 seconds, does Canisius, to tie this game or possibly take the lead with 2 goals. Chaminade has just outshot the Crusaders. 29 shot attempts compared to 5, and the Crusaders were outshot against Malloy. They still won that shot department 22-8. They have a chance here. Amadeo looking to redeem himself. Cut off by Ferrante. Shot in front. Kicked out by Capabianco. Unbelievable save by the defenseman. Rebound is still loose left side. And the Flyers kick it to their own bench. Stayed in. And Manley lost it. 11 minutes to play. And Connor Capabianco just made the save of his life.
Yeah, the save of the game, and it wasn't even the goaltender. Unbelievable job by Capabianco coming in on the backside at the last second to get that ball, to keep that ball from going over the goal line. Amadeo can't believe it. His luck has just been horrible today.
And Abrego is down after another collision. Second time we've seen him on the pitch. Slow to get up with 10:41 to play in the second half. So 2 Carter Amadeo chances. That was finally the first shot on net for Canisius all day, and Pasicchiolis wasn't even the one to save it. The defenseman, Connor Capabianco, who didn't even play last year, this is his first year starting as a senior, makes the biggest play of his life here in the New York State Championship. Ferrante in the air to the 18, kicked out by Cosgrove. Coming in is Capabianco, the hero of that last possession, bends it wide, and it's picked up by Santa Cruz.
And Thomas, I was surprised that Amadeo even got a shot on net there. I thought Ferrante was there and had that snuffed out easily. But Amadeo, kudos to him getting a shot on goal. Again, you said that was the first one for Canisius, but even bigger props to Capabianco for making that unbelievable play.
Moving left to right is Amadeo left side. Quickly swarmed by Dorsey. He sends it in for Smith. Knocked down by Zhao. Kicked out by Chaminade. Franjone keeping the pressure going. Malave with the steal. Now on the near sides, Kiefer moving right to left. Kiefer in his white jersey with 10 minutes to play. Hit from behind by Franjone. Keeps the possession and lobs out of play for no one. And a throw in for Canisius. 9:48 to play in the second half. Time running out on the Crusaders. They make a substitution here. Anthony Franjone sprinting off the field. And coming in is Gabriel Peely, number 9.
You've got to wonder, Thomas, are these teams going to utilize their bench within these final 10 minutes? We saw a substitution just then for Canisius, but is that the final one for either of these two sides?
We'll see. Kiefer keeps it in, finds Abrego, lost it right back to Kiefer, and it goes out of play for a Chaminade throw. And interesting decision for Coach Anselmo. Do you keep Kiefer in? He's been awesome today. Or do you put back in Massimo Bruno, who has started all season for you?
There's two ways, there's pros and cons to both sides. I would go with Bruno for just the experience. He wasn't on the team last year, but he played in the MLS next circuit, and that's just as valuable. You're playing against such high-octane competition. As Canisius might have gotten away with a handball there, but I would go with Bruno just because of the sheer experience that he has.
Here's Smith going in for Bruno almost half of this game. Scored the only goal we've seen so far. Cosgrove streaking near side. 8:39 to play. Centers this one to the middle of the box. Headed out by Ferrante. Kicked away by Smith. Malave with good pressure. Tries to find Kiefer. Good slide tackle by Shalamba. Malave gets it back. Reverse it to the back line of Canisius. Now moving right to left. It's Abrego. Got knocked down a couple times. He's all back good. Sprinting and finding Fargnoli far side. Working on Manley. Fargnoli with a deep shot. Blocked by Cunningham. Picked up on the far side by Manley. Pops this one in the air for Cunningham. He heads it down right wing. Shouldered out by Abrego. Kicked away by Zhao to the center circle for McConaughey. 8 minutes to play in the second half. Chaminade has it with Pasquiolis. 20 yards out of his cage. Flips it to the near side. Bad pass and a steal. It is Smith losing it from McConaughey. Great job by Nick McConaughey as he gets upended. No call as Cosgrove with the steal. Down the middle is Zhao. McConaughey is still down. Far side, losing the ball to Kacharnik. And it goes out of play. That was Amadeo, and now whistle. Nick McConaughey still down near the Big East sign.
They didn't call a foul on that play, and I think that might have been the right call. Seemed just like some incidental contact, but McConaughey took the blunt of that collision. He is writhing in pain on the ground. Head trainer, Mike Moran, coming out to check on him.
7:37 left in the second half. Both teams getting geared up for the final stages of this one, but McConaughey gets up to his feet. And now he goes back down to the turf as he sits on his backside. Assistant coach Matthew Chikovich and head coach Brian Anselmo also moving over to McConaughey. And Anselmo looks like he wants to speak to the official, holding out his hands after McConaughey got leveled to the turf. And the junior defenseman back on his feet. See if Chaminade brings in a substitution here. McConaughey looks like he's staying back on the pitch. Tough kid. Been through it all year. The ups and downs of this season. Last time the Flyers lost was on September 13th here at St. John's University against the #1 team in the country, St. Benedict's Prep. And Coach Anselmo said to us on Sunday that was a good loss for them. Seeing what they could do better, really showed themselves how they can improve throughout the season, be ready for a game like this.
Yeah, and you really can't win unless you've struggled at some point first. And that was their struggling moment, and Coach Anselmo said kind of allowed them to figure out what they were good at, what they weren't good at, and how they could fix that. Finishing, which they have struggled with today still, but playing with confidence, which I think has definitely been a huge factor through these past 2 games. Those were some of the things they worked on. Defense as well. They've been outstanding all season defensively. They've only given up 12 goals all year, just a remarkably low number. Plus 58 goal differential. They've scored 70.
Unbelievable. And also for the Crusaders, they lost their first game of the season. Now, coming into this one, they've won 16 straight. Michael Price comes in for McConaughey, who checks out of the game after he got hit hard. Amadeo heads it out of play. Chaminade with a goal kick. 7:30 remaining in the second half. Looks like McConaughey's coming back into this one. So a quick substitution. Price takes a seat. Anthony Ferrante with the goal kick for Chaminade. Looking for their 10th state championship in program history. Canisius has never won one. Lost last year in the semifinal to Fordham Prep, who took down Chaminade in the final last year. Near side, it's Smith. 7 minutes to play. Good recovery by Kiefer and Dorsey. Dorsey flips it out. Habib knocks it down. Victory Shalamba on the near side. Kicks it out of play. They're calling for a deflection, and they got it. Canisius gets the call, a throw-in for the Crusaders. Quickly in on the near side for Smith, and they make the Crusaders rethrow that one. Habib not happy about the call. Clock is running here. And they're actually going to switch the call here. Chaminade with a throw-in.
They were signaling that Habib almost like kind of threw the ball into the ground. I'm not a soccer rules connoisseur, but that seems like a violation.
Zhao has it middle of the field for the Crusaders, reversing it for Amadeo. Two big opportunities in this game. He just lost the ball. Good defense by Malave with the slide tackle. Goes out of play on the far side. A Chaminade throw-in. Robert Malave. What a slide tackle there. Gets a friendly push from his teammate Anthony Ferrante after that spectacular play. 6 minutes to go in the second half. 1-0 Chaminade. Abrego switching fields right to left. Finds Fargnoli cutting to the corner. Fargnoli lost it out of bounds. And Canisius with a throw. Almost a handball near the St. John's logo. It is. Canisius with a free kick. 5:40 to play in the second half. Hayden Cunningham will take it. Puts up his right hand, waits for his teammates to get set up, and drills this one high in the air, moving left to right. This one bounces to the 18. Pasakiolis will pick it up himself with his right foot. Backs up to the back line and pounces on top of it. 5:20 to play in the second half. Chaminade with a 1-0 lead here in this New York State Championship, seeking their 10th New York State Championship in program history. Pasakiolis to the center circle, knocked down by Cosgrove. Bouncing ball to the 18. Pasakiolis out of his net, scoops it up. 5 minutes to play in the second half. Pasakiolis back into the air to the center circle. Kicked around by Falanga. He's got it. Finds Fargnoli right side. Fargnoli moving right to left in the white near the Canisius bench. Working on Bonaventure Shalamba. Gets down to the corner. Tries to center, stops on a dime, switches to his left foot. Out in front, the header is wide from Falanga, and it goes out of play for a Canisius goal kick.
If Falanga just didn't get proper contact on that cross, he was trying to use the side of his head to knock it towards the goal. It went off kind of the temple of his head, and it back towards the baseline.
4:15 to go in this one. Kiefer leaps and heads this one up away from Habib. Plays it with his right foot. Knocks it to Abrego. Abrego moving right to left. He's got a little opening. Stops on a dime. Gets pushed by Habib. And slide tackled by Shalamba. But a whistle. And it looks like a foul on Canisius. Free kick for Chaminade with under 4 minutes to play.
I got to tell you, Thomas, I said a few minutes ago that I would have put Massimo Bruno back in. Well, Hudson Kiefer's making me eat my words. Such tremendous minutes from him. He's really earned his PT today. And he might be the MVP of this game.
Well, he scored the only goal that we've seen so far with 5:09 left in the first half. The deciding blow so far in this one. Dorsey off the free kick finds Abrego, left wing. He's double teamed, back to Dorsey. Dorsey 20 yards out, dancing through, spins to the left touch line, winds to the corner, drops to Abrego off a double team. Abrego, nice move. Abrego loads up, out in front, kicked away by Canisius. Going the other way, it is Peely, shielding off his defender, but Dorsey with the steal. Taken back by Peely. Lobs it to midfield, kicked away by Smith, and he's dropped. That's a foul on Chaminade. Free kick for Canisius with 3:20 to play, and they stop the clock. Exactly 3:22 left on the clock here. 1-0 Chaminade. Canisius trying to make a push for their first New York State Championship in program history against the number 16 team in the country, the Chaminade Flyers. Cunningham to the 18. This one a blast, and it's caught by Pasakiolis. Thano Pasacchioli's been rock solid today. Makes the leaping stop.
It's a great read by him. He sees that ball with some air time, and he's able to read it, come out of the box, and make an easy catch at eye level.
3 minutes to go in the second half. Spinning forward is Falanga. Falanga for Chaminade on the far side, gets bumped by Manley, keeps possession, flips it to himself. Now he's got speed. Falanga against Shalamba. Into the box, lost it out of play, and a goal kick for Canisius. Close call, goes in the favor of the Crusaders. 2:40 to play in the second half. Still 1-0 Chaminade. Canisius has only registered one shot on goal all day. The other way, it's Abrego. Lost his footing, got upended, and they're going to say no call. Wow. The other way, it's Smith. Ball caught up to by McConaughey, who kicks it out of play. A throw in for Canisius, and they're attacking third. Smith quickly gets it into Peely. Back to Smith. 2:15 to play. Smith lost it. It is Hudson Kiefer. What a day he has had. Kiefer kicked it around Habib. Now it's Abrego. Tapped around by Bonaventure Shalamba. And to the back line, it's Manley. Manley at the halfway line with 2 minutes to play. Hits this one to the 18. It's batted down by Ferrante. Far side near the Chaminade bench, it is Farnoli walking it up to midfield. 1:50 to play in the second half. 1-0 Chaminade. Falanga tried to get around Shalamba, and he stopped. Quick steal by Chaminade near midfield. Up in the air goes Ferrante, looking for Falanga. Headed down by Bonaventure Shalamba, and it's Habib. Up in the air to the near side. Smith scanning for it with 1:30 to play in the second half. Capobianco there in the right corner. Smith beats him to it. Capobianco with the recovery, and it's kicked out by McConaughey near side. 1:20 to play in the second half. Still 1-0 Chaminade. The ball is currently in the stands. Officials haven't stopped the clock yet. Habib now recovers, gets it in. Fires this one from deep, centering feed, knocked down by Peely, rebound in front, off the post, a rebound again by Zhao, kicked around, slide tackle by Malave, and he clears it for Chaminade. 1 minute to play in the second half. Habib back into the 18, headed out by Ferrante, popped up by Smith to the right side for Cunningham. Peely is there too, and a one-handed stop by Pasacchioli's, but it's in the air, headed out by Chaminade, kicked away with Pasacchioli's back in his net. This one to the right wing. Habib tried to fire. Out in front, it's Peely with a spinning shot. It's blocked, and Abrego gets it out with 35 seconds. Dorsey with the clear down the near side. It is Falanga with speed. 30 seconds. What a previous stop by Chaminade as Shalamba kicks it out of play. 25 seconds remaining. Chaminade can taste it. 20 seconds remaining.
I don't even know how you analyze this. I mean, guys are going all over the place. The ball hits the post. Rebounds galore. We've got some chippy play with 9 seconds left.
Both teams getting into it. Some pushing and shoving between Falanga and Shalamba. The officials stop play with 9.4 remaining.
It's the last thing you want to see. Everybody's got to get to their benches. The season's about to end. Obviously, the Flyers are 9 seconds away. I'm sure Canisius is feeling the frustration.
Thano Pasacchioli's all the way to the attacking third there. Has to trot back to his own net. Believe this is going to be a free kick for Canisius. There was a collision between Falanga and Bonaventure Shalamba. Let's see who they give it to. Dorsey's walking with the ball to the left wing, acting like he's going to take this free kick.
Thomas, Austin Zhao might have nightmares for the next few nights off that missed shot. I mean, mere inches from going in, and it strikes the post. I mean, it's still unfathomable how that ball stayed out of the net.
Unbelievable. So many key opportunities in this game. Carter Amadeo missed 2 wide open nets. Zhao just moments ago couldn't convert. Dorsey will have a free kick with 9.4 remaining. Chaminade could taste the New York State Championship. Dorsey looking to set up strategy here. Diego Abrego walking on the near side. Dorsey signaling to him. Dorsey 30 yards out. Official setting everything up first. They blow the whistle. Dorsey swings it to Kiefer. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Kiefer to the corner for Abrego. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. And they have done it. The Chaminade Flyers will not be denied. This is their year. and it's their 10th New York State Championship in program history. The final goal has been complete. The Chaminade Flyers are the kings of the state, as they are your 2025 New York State champions. The final score, 1-0. Hudson Kiefer with the decisive goal. The Chaminade defense came up clutch, and the Flyers have done it here at Belson Stadium.
What a finish to this one, Thomas. And we kind of expected a one-goal game, but we didn't expect it to end the way this one did. So many chances for both sides. Chaminade could have had 4 or 5 goals. Canisius could have tied this up 4 or 5 times. Just an unbelievable ending, and got a feel for the Crusaders. A tremendous season. They won 16 straight games heading here. They got to the final. They could have tasted their first state championship, but just mere inches on multiple occasions from tying the game. But the Crusaders should keep their heads held high on such an outstanding performance, not just today, but all season. But in the end, the Flyers defense stood tall. They got a couple of lucky breaks, and they're going to be taking hardware back to Mineola.
Great performance for the Crusaders all season, as you mentioned, Roman. Seeking their first state championship this year, won 16 straight coming into this game. And wow, what a season for them. It comes to an end here to the Chaminade Flyers. Won their 10th New York State Championship in program history. They were denied last year by Fordham Prep, but this year is their year. They are the 2025 New York State champions.
And last year, they may have been better on paper, right? They got to number 4 in the polls, but sometimes it's not your best team that wins it all. It's the team that does it at the right time, and I think this Chaminade team did just that. They came through when it needed most. They, for lack of a better term, they clutched up. Essentially, they came through in crunch time. They did what they had to do, and all the hours, all the days going back to August, they have finally paid off, and the Flyers are crowned New York State champions.
Coach Anselmo said, going back to tryouts, this team is a different team. It's like night and day. They didn't even know each other, the juniors and the seniors. Now they've come together as one cohesive unit. You could see the chemistry on this team throughout the year. They lost to St. Benedict's Prep in their first match here at St. John's University of the season. I believe that was their 4th game of the year. And all of a sudden, after that huge loss to the #1 team in the country, they end the year with 2 wins here at Belson Stadium and a championship victory.
Yeah, well, that's how you erase the nightmares from that game, winning the semifinals and now the finals. And Thomas, go back to your point about how this team has grown. I think there's this one statement that's really stuck out to me. I've seen it over my life. I've seen it a few times, but it's this statement, we over me. And I think that's a great statement for a team to go by. And the Flyers epitomized that. It was a collective unit. It wasn't just one player who won this game. It was a whole unit. Couldn't have been done without any of them. And I think that collectiveness was a huge key for the Flyers in coming away with this W. And they'll be taking some hardware back to 340 Jackson Avenue.
Well, Roman, it was a complete team effort, but there was one guy that really stood out to me and you, and that was Hudson Kiefer. Came off the bench, scored the only goal that we saw today, and played some incredible defense, winning a ton of 50-50 balls against guys that are older than him, guys that might be more talented than him, guys that have scored more goals than him or have more playing time this year. But what a performance by Hudson Kiefer in this game. Just an incredible way to end off your season.
Yeah, he was outstanding today. The junior playing like a senior with his game on the line, with the season on the line. He played outstanding today. He had the only goal. He facilitated the offense, won some 50-50 balls, played some spectacular defense. Although, Thomas, I think Connor Capobianco would like to have a word with that, with the save of his life. keeping that ball from going over the goal line with about, I think it was 10 minutes to go, somewhere in that area, but Capobianco making the save of his life to keep the Flyers in front. And again, Thomas, those two players, obviously two of the MVPs, but again, it was really a collective effort.
It really was, and Canisius will always look back at this game and probably see those missed opportunities. 2 with Carter Amadeo, the 1 save from Capobianco, and then at the end, multiple opportunities. Austin Zhao hits the post, and the Crusaders can't convert to tie the game.
And just comes down to mere inches sometimes. And unfortunately for Canisius, they were on the wrong side of those few inches. But ultimately, it was a great season for them. But Chaminade, they just got the lucky breaks today. They were one step ahead of them on the 50-50 balls, and they got that clutch goal when they needed to.
So Hudson Key for the lone goal scorer in today's game. Alex Blair had the assist with 5:03 to go in the first half. Canisius getting their New York State plaques, each player receiving little reward to remember this weekend. Obviously, not the greatest memory for the Crusaders. They fall 1-0 in regulation in the championship, but 2 straight years for Canisius, they've made the New York State playoffs, and definitely something to build towards for head coach Orville Roberts and this program.
Yeah, this is a program that's trending in the right direction, and they have a lot of youth. I won't be surprised if next year I find out that the Canisius Crusaders are your New York State champions. This team is a force to be reckoned with, and they've got a really bright future.
They definitely do, but it ends the career for Henry Smith, who had a goal against Malloy in the semifinal. That was the decisive goal to get Canisius to this point. He's a senior. He had 23 goals on the year, 17 assists, a third-year varsity player, played in 44 career games, had 31 goals, 26 assists. What a career it was for him.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, not the way he wanted it to end, but he'll go down as one of the best soccer players in Canisius high school history. Just a tremendous season. He got the Crusaders to this game, and really nothing to be ashamed about if you're Henry Smith.
Chaminade gets to celebrate here. They've just been announced as New York State champions. Each player getting a plaque after the Flyers defeated St. Anthony's in the league championship for the 2nd straight year. And what a start to the tenure of head coach Brian Anselmo. 2 years, 2 league championships, 2 state championships appearances, and now 1 state championship victory.
Yeah, and this program is only trending in the right direction. And I said it a few minutes ago that I wouldn't be surprised if Canisius wins the state title next year. I won't be surprised if Chaminade does the same. I won't be surprised if we see a rematch over the next few years of these two teams that have clearly been dominant over the past few years and are shaping up to do so in the future.
So this ends the career on a high note for many Chaminade Flyers, but I want to highlight one guy, Jack Dorsey, one of the co-captains for the Flyers this year, one of 3. All-state performer last year. I'm sure he'll be trending in a similar direction this year if he's selected. Had a goal in the semifinal against Monsignor Farrell. 4 goals in the Flyers playoff run to this point. What a career it was for him.
Yeah, it was just an outstanding career for Dorsey. He had those 2 goals in the championship against St. Anthony's that were arguably some of the best goals he's had in his life. And he's really been he's the pedal, or I can't remember the phrase. It's been a long weekend of soccer, but he's the gas behind this engine. He's what makes this team go, and he's been so integral to this team's success so far.
He's definitely the cornerstone of this Chaminade Flyers team. As I mentioned, one of the co-captains, and he set the tone all year in practice as a leader on the field, making plays, setting up his teammates. He can really do it all, as head coach Brian Anselmo received the New York State championship plaque, lifts it up to the fans here at Chaminade High School, and now the players get a little taste of hardware. Gianluca Falanga, the first one to grab it, talks to his teammates before they lift it up. They huddle up, get ready to celebrate. And they do. The Chaminade Flyers are your 2025 New York State champions. What a season it was for Chaminade. Their final record, 17-1-2. What a year. And this time they get it done in 2025, winning the New York State Championship. You said it, Roman. They might not have been better on paper than last year, but boy, were they a tight-knit group.
And that team chemistry is so crucial to any team's success. And you can just look at the Flyers, look at all the smiles, the hugs, all the joy on their faces. A long season of hard work, but they grinded it out. They put in the work, the hours, all the time they spent at Chaminade, at Canisius, wherever they might have been playing, even at home, just practicing, maybe dribbling the ball. It all paid off. It all leads to this game, and they got the job done today.
So that does it. The final score once again, Chaminade 1, Canisius 0. The Chaminade Flyers are the 2025 New York State champions here in the Catholic League. What a victory. Their 10th in program history. And again, Canisius, a lot to be proud of as they continue to search for their first ever New York State championship. Special thanks to our statistician, Maximilian Rotniak. An incredible job over these 3 games. And our photographer and social media manager, James Butt. This broadcast would not be possible without those 2 guys. And then our cameramen, Jamie and Evan, over the weekend. Thank you guys so much for all your hard work. That does it here from St. John's University. For Roman Brunetti, I'm Thomas Gamma. Thanks for joining us here from Belson Stadium as we say so long. Chaminade, your 2025 New York State champions as the 2025 season comes to a close with Chaminade lifting the crown.